Next on the call, Jackson State University head football coach Rick Comegy. Coach Comegy, are you with us?
Yes, sir, I am.
Coach, can you talk a little about your matchup with Prairie View A&M in the Shreveport Classic, and then looking forward to your bye week and your plans during the off week?
Well, I think it was an outstanding game for people to watch. I think as a coach, it was a a tough game. It was going back and forth. Seesawing back and forth throughout almost the entire game. I mean, coach got an outstanding team, outstanding quarterback, a young man that number 14 that was throwing the ball pretty well and ran well. And they were just a well balanced football team, and we had to try to match up with points, and thank God that night that we were able to do that. When they put one on, we were able to put one on. Then they came back and put one on, and all the way into the third quarter this was happening. And and I guess around about the fourth quarter defensively, we got into a point to where we could get 1, 2, 3 and out. And once we were able to get 1, 2, 3 and out in that fourth quarter, we were able to edge out ahead of them a little bit and run the clock out. But I'm telling you, it was a a hard fought game, both ways. I mean, they really gave us everything we could handle, and I hope we did the same, because I think the people that watched that game, I don't think anybody left because they didn't know which way it was going to turn out. And it was kind of a thrilling game for people to watch, and but kind of a heartache game when you're trying to get ahead and bang, you're tied up again. So it was one of those type of things, and I'm just grateful, very, very grateful, and I'm really proud of our kids, and to not quit and do some good things that we were able to do to get back, to get that win. I mean, it was on neutral ground, and I don't know if it was good or bad, but it turned out in our favor this time around, and I'm just very grateful for that. And I give a lot of credit to our kids who battled in that game, special teams. We got some good things happening there in certain areas, and things we hadn't had before in special teams, but I'm just really pleased, and I hope that we get better in those areas of special teams as we move forward. And I'm hoping that we get better as being able to come up with quicker adjustments to make a 1, 2, 3 and out. But they're a good football team, and they do a great job. And Coach, I think I admire Coach's tenacity and what he brought to that team, because they come out ready to play. And so, but we got a week off this week coming up, and we kind of get out there and polish on those things that we need to polish up on. We gotta get a little bit better in our open field tackling and those type of things, and doing a better job when we got somebody wrapped up and letting them get out of there on the pocket on us and stuff like that. But overall, we're going to just keep polishing and review to review, and hopefully get better at the things that we do. We're not going to change much. We're going to really do what we do, but try to make it better. And so that's how we're going to approach this week.
The call is now open for questions for Jackson State University head football coach Rick Comegy. Coach, does this bye week just come at the right time with the way you've been moving through the conference season as 7-0? After your bye week, you face Alabama A&M, who is looking for their first conference win, and then after that, Alcorn State, who still only suffered a conference loss, and it was still like an opportunity and to play in that championship game.
Right, I believe so. I believe it comes at the right time. We've been going ever since August 1. And haven't had a break. This is our first break, really. Last week was only a one-day break. We got right back to work, but this now gives us a little bit of break, even though we'll go out this week. And our plan right now is to go out light and then get probably one day in pads and get some open field tackling in and things of that nature. But after that, everything will be light up until the following week. I may give them off Friday and Saturday, let them just relax their bones and then come back on Sunday. But we'll get right back to work tomorrow morning.
questions for Jackson State University head football coach Rick Comegy.
Coach Frost Dumlau, I wanted to ask, how impressed were you with your offense to be able to post 51 points as well as more than 500 offensive yards?
I was very, very happy, Ross. I was very happy in that production. It was a long time coming. It was something that I hope we can continue doing, is putting points on the board and matching points with the opponent if it needs so. And I'm just glad and really thrilled. I was happy for Zach Pendleton and Moore, and I was also extremely happy with our offensive line. For opening up some holes for our running back. Tommy, and he ran real hard, and he kind of ate that clock up a little bit in the fourth, and so I was really pleased with the overall play and the big plays that were being made, and with the guys who needed a catch like Perkins, who needed a catch, hadn't had a touchdown catch all year long, and McKenzie, who got his catch and did some things on the sideline and got a little bit of rack yards, and so those guys we were hoping that would come on and pull through a little bit for us, and we finally got to those guys and was spreading the ball around a little bit. So I'm really happy about that, because we will need those guys going down the run to make some big plays and pull us out of jams.
Can you talk about your decision to put in freshman Jarius Moore for that? He rushed for a 10-yard touchdown, and it seemed like there was a bit of a change where you inserted him there and you had kind of a plan, a game plan to use him. Talk a little bit about him and, your decision to insert him for that particular play.
Well, he's got good outside speed, and he's got good vision. He's a young man we got out of Terry High School, was I think a 3 or 4-star athlete, and he's got a ways to go with his career here at Jackson State, but he's nifty enough to be able to step out quick enough to run in for us. When you need a hurry-up guy that can get in there, he's a guy that we can go to that you will be able to get in there in a hurry, because he's got outstanding speed.
Mm-hmm. And also your punt returner, Kennard Brown, he seemed to give you guys a good,
He really did. I was really pleased with that, Ross. I mean, he's a freshman out of Miami, and he's got a ways to go down too. But to get that first run, that lights the candle, at least now, for the show that it can be done. It lights the candle on those guys blocking. It just lightens the path now as you keep working, and now you can do it. If all we got to do is do such and such and do it right, and we can get this, and so it's like opening a bag of candy up for them, and hopefully they'll continue, wanting a piece. So I'm really pleased with that.
Coach, looking at the identity of your team, do you ever scratch your head? I mean, looking at your team, that whenever you face a tough defensive team, it seems as if your defense steps up, and with Prairie View being the offense, given their ability to dish out a lot of points, your team answered the call. Do you ever sit back and say, wow, my team is like a chameleon, they adapt to whatever team they're facing?
Well, I haven't thought about it that way, but I think I'm happy that it happens that way for us. We get behind, they got a way of trying to bring it back. I don't know if that's given us more adrenaline to get the job done or not, but it has seemed like that, throughout the course of the year, and I'm hoping that they continue with that mode where if something does happen, that they can score and put us back in the game at least. Earlier we weren't doing that. We were giving the game away, to Tulane and the other opponent that we lost to, and so and now we're starting to hold on to the football and take advantage of some things, and we got a good mix-up right now between running and passing, and which we were hoping for, and guys are just making it happen for us offensively now. And that offensive line is doing a fine job, even though we're getting we have to clean up some things. People are coming after our quarterback a little bit, and we got to just make sure that we're able to protect him, at all angles, and so I'm sure Coach Black will be working on that this week and make sure that we got our protection together, and so we don't get our quarterback injured because of a lack of blocking.